Time now to take a live look outside from the Mission Ridge camera as we see blue skies out there. But boy, as Cedric was saying, not only did it get off to a chilly start, but a cold start, tying a record this morning. Cedric.
Yes, Latrice, I'll tell you what, we knew it was coming here. We knew this was going to be some of the coldest air we've seen this early in the season since back in 1988. And sure enough, this is one of the earliest freezes we've had in quite some time. In fact, you can see this year, 31 degrees was the official low this morning in Chattanooga, of course, coming on this date, October the 20th. But notice last year, it took all the way until mid-November before we had our first freeze at 31 degrees. And back in 2020, if you remember that, it was a little later than that, and we hit 32 degrees. So you can see this is almost about a month ahead of schedule, or at least where we have seen this the past couple of mornings. Now, officially, we hit freezing for the first time in Chattanooga itself, but outlying areas, you've had freezing temperatures over the past couple of mornings. So this is just kind of, I guess, more of the same out there, right? 25, though, this morning in Athens, 28 in Altamont, 28 degrees this morning in Dayton, dropped down to 24 in Murphy, 28 in Dalton, and 26 this morning in Fort Payne, 28 in Scottsboro. Boy, it definitely was a cold start out there, but here's the good news. With all that sunshine, dry air in place, it heats up quickly, so we're seeing our temperatures rebounding now back into the lower 50s. We've got dew points again in the mid-20s, very dry air that's out there in place. Now, that'll come into factor for our forecast for tonight as well, but for this afternoon, it means that we're going to warm up quite nicely. So 54 degrees in Dayton, Cleveland, and Athens right now, 51 in Murphy, 53 currently in Dalton. We've got 54 in Fort Payne and 52 degrees currently in Scottsboro, but you'll notice while we're about 5 degrees or so warmer than this time yesterday here in the Tennessee Valley, it's about 10 to 15, even up to 20 degrees warmer for our friends off to the west, and that westerly wind will continue to push to the east as we go into the coming days. So yeah, I think starting today and then going into the next few afternoons, we're really going to see our temperatures beginning to warm up. So let's talk about today again for your rest of your Thursday here, a mix of sun and clouds out there as we go throughout the day. Those temperatures again climbing into the lower 60s across the area. I think our wind will switch from out of the north and west to out of the south and west, which will help boost those temperatures as we go into the afternoon hours. So here's kind of what we're expecting in your neighborhood today. 62 in Athens and Cleveland, 62 at Blue Ridge, 61 Murphy, about 63 in Dalton, Chattanooga, 57. So still not quite out of the 50s there up along the plateau, and about 59 in Fort Payne, 60 in Scottsboro. Now tonight with clear skies, that dry air, remember I showed you dew points still down into the 20s. That means the temperature likes to drop close to the dew point. So I don't think we'll get that cold, but again, I do think we're headed back into the 30s for most of us by tomorrow morning. We'll go at 32 in Athens, 33 Dayton, 34 Cleveland. I think we'll hover in the mid 30s here around Chattanooga and Dalton. So not quite as cold as this morning, but still another cold start and likely some more patchy frost that will happen out there with high temperatures as we go into tomorrow afternoon, climbing in the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees. So overall, the pattern flip-flop is heading our way. Look at all the cold air across the eastern half of the country. Say goodbye to that as we get past tomorrow morning, because look at the warm air off to the south and west I was telling you about. Look how that pushes off towards the east. And where's the cold? It flips all the way to the other side of the country. So that's what we call a true pattern flip there. And we're going to be looking at these average high temperatures getting close to 80 degrees by the time we head towards the beginning of next week. That is several degrees above average. As far as rain chances go, not seeing a lot of that out there for you as we go into the next couple of days. We're going to be warming things up across the area, but there is a cold front that's going to try to move our way starting next week. And I think sometime in that Tuesday, Wednesday time frame, we're still working on the timing. That will be our next chance for maybe a few showers to build in across the area. But right now, it's not looking like it's going to be a ton of rainfall with that as it moves on through, but we'll keep an eye on it for you. Here's your Storm Alert 7-day forecast. 63 this afternoon, so warming up with that sunshine, but look at that, 70 on Friday, Latrice, after another frosty start though. And then notice the weekend, no frost, 70s and 40s. That's what we like to see with our next rain chance by the middle of next week.
Wow, looks like a nice weekend. Thank you so much there, Cedric.